Hello, my friend. How are you today? My name is Amir, and I used to be very quiet, not just in English, in life. When I was in school, I didn't talk much that I felt small. I felt scared, I thought. If I speak, people will laugh. So I stayed silent. Does that sound like you? Maybe, maybe not. But I know this. Many people feel this way, especially when learning a new language. Today, I want to tell you my story, and maybe you will see your own story too. A scared boy. When I was 12, I had my first English class. The teacher asked, "What is your name?" My heart said, boom, boom, boom. My brain stopped. I wanted to say, "My name is Amir," but nothing came out. Silence. The other kids laughed. Not all, but a few. The teacher smiled, but I felt sad, embarrassed. That day I decided, English is hard. I will never speak it. For many years, I didn't try. I didn't speak. I only listened in class. I wrote. I passed exams. But I never spoke. I had fear. Fear of mistakes. Fear of people. Fear of words. Something changed. One night, I was on YouTube. I saw a video, "Learn English by yourself." I clicked. The person said, "Don't wait to be perfect. Just start." That hit me. I thought, what if I try? So I did. I started with easy things that I watched cartoons with English subtitles, that I wrote down new words, that I spoke to myself in front of the mirror. I am Amir. I like coffee. I am learning. I felt crazy, but I also felt alive. Talking to myself. Yes, I really talked to myself. In the bathroom. In my room. On the street. Very quietly. I said things like, "What time is it? I'm going to the store. Today is a good day." I used simple words. I didn't care about grammar. I just spoke. The first real conversation. 6 months later, I was at a tourist area. A woman asked me, "Excuse me, where is the bus stop?" I froze for 2 seconds. Then I said, "It's that way, near the cafe." She smiled. She said, "Thank you." That was it. 5 seconds. But I felt like a champion. After that, I wanted more. Learning every day. I made a small plan. Watch one video in English every day. Speak 5 minutes to myself. Learn 3 new words. Use one word in a real sentence. Sometimes I forgot. Sometimes I was tired. But I always came back. Friends laughed. Then they asked. In the beginning, some friends laughed. "Why are you talking to yourself? Are you trying to be American?" But later, they asked me, "How do you say this in English?" Funny, right? When you grow, people first laugh. Then they follow. Dear listener, don't wait. You are listening to this podcast. That means you care. You want to grow. So don't wait to be perfect. Don't wait to speak like a native. Start where you are. Use what you have. Speak what you can. Today, speak one sentence. Just one. Say, "I am learning English." Say, "I will try." And tomorrow, say more. You are not alone. I am with you. We are learning together. In part 2, I'll tell you how I practiced every day without a teacher. See you there. Keep going. Keep growing. Hello again, my friend. Welcome to part 2. In the last episode, I told you how I used to be silent. How I was afraid to speak. How I started with small steps. Today, I will tell you something important. You don't need a teacher to learn English. Yes, teachers help, but you are the most important part. I didn't go to an English school. I didn't have a private teacher, but I practiced every day in simple ways. Let me show you how. 1. Make English part of your day. Think of English like food. You need it a little every day. So, I made English part of my daily life. In the morning, I listened to one English song. On the bus, I read one English sentence. At lunch, I learned one new word. Before bed, I watched 5 minutes of an English video. Small things. But every day. 2. Repeat. 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 Repetition is powerful. If you hear a word 20 times, you remember it. I used to write words on small papers. I put them on the wall. Fridge. door, mirror. So, every time I opened the fridge, I saw the word fridge equals buzzed the lobby. I didn't study. I just saw it. Every day. One day. It stayed in my brain forever. 3. I talked to myself again. Yes, I still do this. Every day, I talk to myself in English. In the shower. Today is Monday. I will go to the gym. I am tired but strong. Before sleeping. What did I do today? I ate breakfast. I worked. I studied English. These small sentences help me so much. 4. I watch children's shows. Not Netflix. Not Hollywood movies. I started with children's cartoons. Why? Simple words. Slow speaking. Fun and clear. My favorite was Peppa Pig. I watched it with English subtitles. I heard, "It's raining." I read, "It's raining." I saw the rain on the screen. 3 ways to learn. Hear plus read plus see. It works. 5. I used my phone. My phone became my teacher. I changed the language to English. WhatsApp, send a message. Clock, alarm. Calendar, event. At first, it was strange. But after 1 week, it felt no. 6. I made mistakes and laughed. I said many wrong things. I said, I have 25 years old. I said, I very like pizza. People smiled. Some corrected me. But I didn't stop. Every mistake is a teacher. One time, I said to a waiter, "Can I chicken?" He smiled and said, "You mean, can I have chicken?" I said, "Yes. Thank you." Now, I never forget that sentence. 7. I created a routine. I made a plan. Not big. Just simple. Morning. 1 English song plus 1 new word afternoon. 1 sentence on paper evening. 5 minutes speaking practice night. 1 short video with subtitles. Total time, maybe 20 minutes a day. But I did it every day, and my English grew. 8. I didn't wait for motivation. Some days, I felt lazy. Some days, I felt tired. But I said, you don't need motivation. You need discipline. Just like brushing your teeth. You don't need to be happy. You just do it. Same with English. I said, only 5 minutes. Then I can stop. But after 5 minutes, I often wanted to continue. Start small. No pressure. But start. 9. I made English fun. Learning should not be boring. I made English fun. I listened to English music I loved. I sang the lyrics badly. I played language games. I made jokes in English with my friends. Fun is powerful. It makes your brain happy. And a happy brain learns fast. 10. I believed in myself. This is the secret. No matter what people said, no matter how many mistakes I made, I said, I can do this. I am learning every day. My English is getting better. And it did. And you? Now let's talk about you. Are you practicing every day? Are you waiting for the perfect time? Please don't wait. Today is a good day. Right now is the perfect time. Practice English today. 1 word. 1 sentence. 1 smile. You are not alone. I am walking this road with you. In part 3, I will tell you about my biggest mistakes and how they helped me the most. Keep going. Keep practicing. You are doing great. Hello again, my friend. Welcome to part 3 of our English podcast series. In part 1, I talked about being afraid to speak. In part 2, I shared how I practiced every day without a teacher. Today, I want to talk about something many people fear: making mistakes. Are you afraid of making mistakes? I was, for a long time. But now, I understand something very important. Mistakes are not bad. Mistakes are your teachers. Let me tell you my story. The day I said, I am boring. I was talking to a tourist. She asked me, how are you? I smiled and said, I am boring. She laughed, then said kindly, you mean, I am bored? I turned red, so embarrassed. But she was kind. She explained, boring means you are not fun. Bored means you feel tired of something. We both laughed. And guess what? I never forgot that difference. The time I said, I have 25 years. One day, I met a group of students from Europe. We were talking in a park. They asked, "How old are you?" I proudly said, "I have 25 years." They smiled. One girl said, "Oh, in English we say, I am 25 years old." I felt silly, but I said, "Thank you. I will remember that." And I did. Now, I always say, I am 25. The chicken mistake again. Yes, I already told you this in part 2. But let me go deeper. I was in a restaurant. I looked at the waiter and said, "Can I chicken?" He laughed and said, "You mean, can I have chicken?" Again, mistake. Again, lesson. Again, memory. Now I always say, "Can I have coffee? Can I have the menu?" That one mistake improved my speaking for life. Talking to myself in bad grammar. At home, I used to say things like, "He go to school. She can sings." Wrong, right? But it was okay, because I was trying. And trying brings progress. Later, I learned. He goes to school. She can sing. I still talk to myself. Now, I use better grammar. Thanks to those old mistakes. Mistakes with friends. One day, I was texting a friend. I wanted to say, "I'm excited to meet you." But I wrote, "I'm excited to meet you." Can you see the mistakes? Excited became exited. Meet became meet. He sent me a picture of steak. We both laughed so much. But I learned. Spelling matters. One letter can change meaning. And now, I always check twice before sending. Why we fear mistakes. I asked myself, why are we so afraid of mistakes? Maybe because we think people will laugh. We think we look stupid. We want to be perfect. But guess what? Nobody is perfect. And most people don't care. They just want to understand you. And when you try, they respect you. My rule: learn from every mistake. Now, I have a rule. Every mistake is a lesson. When I make a mistake, I ask, why was it wrong? What is the correct way? How can I remember it? Sometimes I write it in a notebook. Sometimes I make a funny sentence with it. Sometimes I draw a picture. I make it fun. That's how I remember. You are allowed to make mistakes. Let me say this clearly. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are learning a new language. That is brave. That is powerful. If you say something wrong, it's okay. Just smile. Correct yourself. Move on. Celebrate your mistakes. Every time you make a mistake, you are learning something new. So celebrate it. Clap for yourself. Say, I made a mistake, but I learned. That mistake helped me grow. That's how champions are made. Dear listener, mistakes are not the enemy. Fear is. But you are stronger than your fear. You are a learner. You are brave. So go ahead. Make mistakes. Speak loudly. Try new words. Send messages in English. Every mistake is a step forward. I'm proud of you. In part 4, I will tell you how English changed my life and how it can change yours too. Keep learning, keep laughing, and keep making beautiful mistakes. Hello, my friend. Welcome to part 4. This is our final episode in this series. First, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for learning. Thank you for growing. We started together. You listened to my story, how I was afraid, how I practiced, how I made mistakes. And now, I want to tell you how English changed my life and how it can change yours, too. Before English, I felt small. I didn't believe in myself. I stayed in my comfort zone. I said no to many things. No to meeting new people. No to travel. No to dreams. Why? Because I was afraid. Afraid to speak. Afraid to fail. Afraid to try. The first time I used English in real life, I was at a bus station. A tourist looked lost. She asked, "Do you speak English?" I wanted to say no, but something inside me said, "Try." So I said, "Yes, a little. Can I help you?" She smiled. We talked. She found her way. I found my power. That was the beginning. English gave me confidence. Day by day, I spoke more. I wasn't perfect, but I was brave. I started to. Answer tourist questions. Chat with people online. Join small speaking clubs. Each time I spoke, I felt stronger. Each time I listened, I understood more. Each mistake became a victory. I was not just learning English. I was becoming confident. English gave me friends. I met people from Spain, Brazil, Germany, Korea, Egypt. Different people, different stories. But we had one thing in common: English. We played games online. We talked about food, music, family. We shared dreams. We laughed at mistakes. English was not just a language. It was a bridge. English opened new doors. Before English, my world was small. After English, it became big. I started to watch movies without subtitles, read books in English, write emails to new friends, travel with more comfort, learn about other cultures. One day, I applied for a job. They said, "Do you speak English?" I said yes. I got the job. English changed my life. I became a new person. I still live in the same country. I still eat the same food. But inside, I feel different. I feel strong. I feel open. I feel ready. Learning English made me believe I can learn anything. I can grow. I can change. This is not just about English. This is about you. What about you? Now, I want to ask you, what is your dream? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Maybe English is the key. Maybe English is your first step. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. You need to believe, just like I did. Let's look back together. We started with fear. We practiced daily. We made mistakes. And now we are here. You listened. You learned. You changed. You are not the same person as before. And that is beautiful. A final message. My friend, thank you for joining me. Thank you for walking this journey. Remember, practice every day. Don't fear mistakes. Make learning fun. Believe in yourself. English changed my life. It can change yours, too. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. Keep going. Keep learning. Keep believing. You are not alone. I'm proud of you. See you again. In English. Headphone end of part 4.